Okay, so today I decided to. Well, this was like after I was like in the world a little bit because I didn't realize that I wasn't recording. So I basically was clearing out this area, just making it look a little bit neater. And then I went over and I planted all these little bushes. And I went over and um, made a little like garden section ish. So and as you saw through the thumbnail, that in the end, or like in this, mostly in the end, I ended up finding a wizard tower after I went around. So, yeah, this is basically just like cleaning up the area, making it look nicer, so then later on, when I have inspiration to do stuff, I can just start building right away. The iron axes seem to last longer, and then I was looking at the armor to see if iron was better, which it's not. And then I'm going down in the cave and just collecting stuff or ores, uh, just to like get a start up on getting ores. Most things hurt you when you break them, which I didn't realize. But yeah, this cave isn't as big as I thought it would be. Um, I mean, I haven't looked at all of it, but um, there's like one section I have to look, or I have to go and like more and look at to see what's there, but it's behind a bunch of lava. So this is where I saw that this it actually like went out to somewhere, and this was a skeleton. And since this mod pack has it where the mobs have they can like use different weapons instead of like them having arrow like bow and arrows all the time. So yeah, I found out this cave has like multiple different entrances, which is like is good and interesting. So that maybe later on, if I decide to turn this into something, I'll have like multiple entry points. I didn't look at whatever the mossy stone, cobblestone, is, but I'm guessing it's either a spawner or since this is a dungeon themed mod pack, that there's like a little dungeon, not dungeon, but like a mini cavern cave like dungeon thing where there'll just be a bunch of mobs that spawn there, which is where I'm assuming the skeleton spawned from. So basically, since it was getting closer now, I figured just get what I could and then head back since it wasn't a long way and I wouldn't need to teleport. And basically, on the way back, right around here, I heard skeletons. So I, yeah, basically, I'm figuring that the skeletons came from over there, which is a place that I didn't look at, which is what I plan on doing next episode, besides looking into magic stuff. And this is where I found out that beast skewers are really good. And then they fill up 5 hunger bars, which is a lot, since most mod packs have it where meat doesn't really do much by itself. So I basically just ran back and put my stuff away that I got, organized it a little bit, and then went to sleep, since I don't need to stay up around at nighttime. I don't have to stay up. Yeah, for some reason, the furnaces have different rates at which the ores smelt. And this is where the little crystals that I collected, I have to look into this, but basically you can do some stuff with it. I'm not exactly sure what for, but yeah, as you can see, they have different burn rates, or smelting rates, which is a little new because all of the other mod packs I've played have been where everything's the same smelting rate, and then as you progress with different machines, you can smelt stuff faster. Not entirely sure what this is, but I'll find out. We'll find out later. This is where I looked to see what achievements I could get. I was looking at that for storage, since I know that I'll end up collecting a lot of stuff, and just having a quick storage will make it easier along the way. That backpack holds a decent amount of stuff, and this is where I was looking to see where I could travel, and see what I could get, or like look if there was anything interesting, since we only traveled in one direction. Um, just to like go and look at one thing, so I decided to go and travel in the other direction. Which I did end up finding a couple of good things, even though like in the start it was a bit rocky. Yeah, coming up, there's gonna be like some flowers. Found this, which is part of the wizard mod. These, they teleport you if you hit them. Which they didn't teleport me far, but like for some weird reason, it like glitches you where you could act like you're shoveling it, and in reality, it's just not. It doesn't want to work. So I just went back to the start, went all the way back, and kept on going afterwards, since hitting them obviously doesn't do any good. I think it's pretty interesting that they have like a bunch of like little bugs and creatures. That's where I got teleported to, which was stupid, but So I basically just decided to bypass all flowers I looked at or saw coming across. There was an owl and then a bunch of these wolves, which didn't have any bones, so I couldn't tame them. And I came across one of those flowers that let you on fire. So I came across this little hut, I guess, and it had some goodies inside. Not great. There wasn't any like diamonds or anything, but it was more of just like um, plants. I took the bed because I figured why not. There'll be another one that I come across. I just bypass it because it's not like in other mod packs where normally there's a spawner and a chest or chests. As you can see, there was another one. And then I saw that in the distance, which turned out to be like, it looks like an abandoned castle ish. Uh, wasn't entirely sure because I've never seen a structure like that before. I saw these, which I like them. They're better than the cherry bomb bushes. So just picked them up as I was going. This is where I found out there was a huge ravine, which is why I stopped and went around. Um, which eventually I'll go down in there and just see what's up with that. And in here, there wasn't anything good, sadly. Uh, it's pretty bland, but there is a part in here where I have to create some ladders and go and see what's up. So here, found a chest. I didn't know if it was a trap chest or not, so I basically just broke it. And as you can see, the beds are glitched out, which I didn't see at first. And that, and then I glitched into the wall after um, getting the spider thing. As you can see, for whatever reason, there must be some sort of problem with the blocks. So I ended up, since your heart doesn't go down that fast, I just teleported back to the start and put stuff away and then went back a little bit of a safer way. Yeah, basically with this, I'm like a bit cautious when it comes to like roaming around because I'm not really sure all the time what the flowers could do. Well, I found chickens, which was nice. So I collected the eggs and feathers. I got hit by, what is it? It's a poison bush. Gives you silliness. I've seen it in other ones, but it like looks so close to glass or grass that you sort of forget what it is. Yeah, so I basically went back and found out that I didn't run across those the first time, so I picked those up, which are more berry bushes. And then I basically went back and waypointed because I should have done that originally before exploring, but I didn't. This is basically where I auto mapped, looked what was around, and then went off to the west of the map because there was something weird looking, which I wanted to check out because since this doesn't generate generates in like huge rectangular chunks, rectangular square, whatever, instead of just like randomly, it's not as like exciting to just auto map and just see a bunch of stuff pop up. So basically, I saw on the map that there was this weird building, which you'll see. I ran across cows, which and caves, which I'm gonna, I guess, later on come back so I can make a little farm out of them. So this building, basically on how it was built, I was pretty cautious because I've in other mod packs that I've played, this normally leads to either it's just like a little goodie room or it's something else, which this turned out to be something else, which is why I was cautious going down. I was listening to see if I could hear any spiders or other mobs, and this is a dungeon. So basically, that's for later when I get better armor or upgrade my armor and get into the wizard stuff so that I'll be better prepared. So I ended up just marking this down and going off to more of the west. I think I dropped by a graveyard after I think I auto-mapped again. Which the auto-mapping in this one is actually really fast compared to like other ones I've played. So as you can see, a little bit off, there is a graveyard and a dragon, above ground dragon nest. So, and normally sometimes I think the dragons go up to like level 3 or something, 3 or 4, when it comes to being above ground at most. And then other than that, the ones that are underground are like 5. So basically with this, you just want to break it because otherwise there's like a little ghost thing that'll happen when you open up the chest, which I knew from playing other mods, so decided not to do that. And I saw horses, which is good for later on, and I knew I was close to the dragon nest, which you have to be like pretty careful when it comes to going over and like getting really close, because if the dragon's there, sometimes it'll pick up on you really quickly and like immediately go after you, and then you're basically done for. Since most of the time they're fire dragons. So basically marked it, went home, slept, and put stuff back, and was trying to figure out other stuff to do since it's just the beginning and I wanted to get the basics done and at least look around a bit before I either start caving or like settling down more. Even though this is going to be the place I stay at, I'll eventually end up making my own little mini side house, or I'll probably build upon this and make it look better, because I'm not like huge into like bricks, but that's just like my own choice of what I like. Yes, mod pack doesn't have like a lot of like little mini things that you can complete. I mean, there is, but there isn't. Just depends on what you choose. So later on I'll just complete those, but I really need to get into like mining underground because there's a bunch of ores that I'm gonna need, and since I have to do normal mining instead of the 3x3 mining, this is where I found a spider. Yeah, right, not a spider, skeleton, and killed it. Which they're not as smart as like normal ones, where they can do the dodging thing. And then there's this creeper, which surprisingly was burning in the sun for whatever reason. I heard that there were skeletons here somewhere underground, And I figured since it was getting like pretty close to like the end time, I would basically just go and run around a little bit. And then I saw these like trail spiders. Not entirely sure. They're like little mini spiders. Not going to do any damage to you really. So I basically went in that direction. Went and looked over at the little. I don't know. It's like floating sort of, which some things are in this, which is pretty nice to like build upon because you can just like have like a little safe hut, sort of. You just fence it off, and then you can build above and below or in the cave, which maybe eventually I'll do something with that, but who knows. So I basically looked around, trying to figure out what to do. I think next episode, most likely, we're into one of those bushes again. This is where I actually heard one, and this is like a huge cave. I'm not going to go in there since I figured I don't have enough time to go and look and search around, so I just decided to mark it off as a cave to explore, and I'll deal with it later, since there was mobs and I didn't feel like messing with them. So this is basically where I was looking around to see, and then I figured I had enough time to go quickly run over and see. It's like I don't know exactly what it is. It's like a bridge, but it's not because it doesn't lead to anywhere. So it's like a little resource thing where you can just gather a bunch of wood, like different types, like not a whole variety, but just like a couple. So basically, I just marked this off as something to come back to. I think I marked it off. I might not have. I might have. I don't remember exactly. I didn't. So, and then here, up in the corner, I saw that there was a little peak of like a tower. And in previous mod packs, I looked and went to one of them, and I don't know if it was just because of what I chose. There's lava here. Of what I chose, if it was that I chose to be like a miner or a smelter or something, when you press B in the beginning, that I immediately got attacked by the wizard in this in a tower, but so that's why I was like a little extra careful. These are like sort of uncommon to come across, depending on how your world generates up. But I was hoping that this was a good one, and as you can see, coming up to the top, it was, and I could trade for it eventually, which I'm guessing is because of that I chose to be a wizard, and so this will help me when it comes to upgrades and stuff. And that was really interesting, the growth ore, which I'll learn about later. But what I was interested in was a workbench, which you can just put crystals in and get other stuff out. Yeah, right. You can basically put spells in your wand. So I basically marked this off as a friendly wizard, which was what I was really happy about and was the turning point, I guess, when it comes to hopeful progression later on. So if you have any like ideas of what I can do or whatnot for the series or others, let me know, and I guess we'll have fun later in the next video with the wizard.